Now, you know, the American Medical Association recently classified obesity as a disease. But what do you do when dieting and exercising, you know, just isn't enough? It's not working for you. Well, now Steve Siebel, the author of Die Fat or Get Tough, has a message for all of America. And that message is get tough. Take a listen.
What is it that separates champions from everyone else? I've spent the last 23 years of my life trying to answer that question. And here's what I've discovered. It's not intelligence. It's not education. It's not birthright. It's simply how they think. And over the years, we've come to label this kind of thinking mental toughness.
Okay, so joining us now is Steve himself. So good morning, Steve. Good to
morning.
see you.
Good to see you.
So you went through a process, right? Like you did lose 40 pounds. Something came over you in your life, and you decided to make that decision, get tough with yourself, right?
Yeah, it was all vanity. I went to a friend's wedding. I hadn't seen people in about 5 years. And like, oh hey, Steve, how you doing? I was so embarrassed. It was all vanity. It's very embarrassing.
And today's day and age too, a lot of people say, listen, I saw myself on Facebook because your pictures are everywhere. You can't hide, and then you see yourself and you make, you know, that decision. So okay, I know the get tough thing could be controversial, but the idea is what? Something you say to yourself in your head about getting tough?
Yeah, it's really this is a mental toughness book for dieters. As we say that the answer to obesity is mental toughness. It's about growing up emotionally, realizing that you're responsible for your own weight, and changing it. And that's all it really is, and it's not that difficult.
So even people who say, you know, like I have a slow thyroid, or I have a slow metabolism, or I had a baby, or things like that, you kind of try to address those people, because we all do that. We kind of make excuses for things, and you say,
sure,
you gotta just drop that?
Absolutely, yeah. And for some people, it's tougher than others, obviously. Some people have a slower metabolism, and they go through different things. But at the end of the day, we're responsible. It's not the government, it's not the food companies,
right,
it's us. And that's all that it really is.
It's not Hostess? Because sometimes I really wish it was. We wish we could. Right, okay. So what are some of the things that, because the concept is really good, because I do think with anything in our lives, we have to make that change, because if someone tells us to do it, it's not the same as when we say to ourselves. So how do you get to that point where you're tough on yourself?
I think, first of all, you got to make a decision. You got to decide, this is it, enough. Enough starting over on Monday, enough, well, I'll just have a little of this and a little of that. Enough of the excuses. Make a decision once and for all. You are going to do this no matter what it takes. That's number one.
Mm-hmm. But how do you, how would I do that? So for you, you know, again, somebody said something to you at a wedding. For some of us, we may be walking or we see a photo of ourselves and we have that moment. But what if you never get there to realize that moment? How do you make that change then?
I think you have to look at your health. I think going to your doctor and saying, what risk am I at here of different diseases? Because, I mean, obesity has been linked to everything from cancer to sexual dysfunction to just about everything you can. And they're linking obesity to more diseases as time goes on. So, I mean, just your health, just to survive, just longevity is a big enough reason.
Yeah, but it's hard to get there for some of us. And I know
sure,
this process, too, is probably pretty good for other things in our life as well, as getting tough on yourself, just deciding that you're going to do it, right?
Oh, yeah. I've had people write me letters from all over the world and say, I lost 50 pounds, I lost 100 pounds, and now I'm making more money, I have better relationships, because now they know they can do things. They feel like they've taken control of their lives, and now they're empowered. And it's the most empowering personal development thing I've ever seen in all the years I've been in this business.
Right. Once you do lose that weight and you're like, wow, I did it.
That
is
an
absolutely empowering feeling. All right, Steve, thank you so much for coming in. Listen, you can get this book. If you've been thinking about it, it's Friday. He said, don't start until Monday. Get your copy of Die Fat or Get Tough today. It's on bookshelves now. Maybe it's the thing that pushes you over the edge today. Or you could check this out. Guess what? We're giving away 10 copies. So you can head to WCIU.com right now. Click on the contest link for your chance to win, and maybe, again, like I said, this will be it. So thanks, Steve, so much for coming in. Thanks for sharing your thoughts.